Hi, I'm Andrea and I appreciate you being here. Welcome to my first ever travel vlog. It kind of feels funny to do this kind of intro because I was never really the outdoor traveler type of person. I'm just really more of an indoor creative person who loves painting, books, and films more than being in different places. So the past 2 years, right after graduating from film school, all I did was work endlessly and be there for everyone around me. And then I realized while I was always there to help and support everyone else, I was never really there for myself. And I thought I was already the best version of me. Then it occurred to me that I might be a high functioning, anxious person because after every milestone, I look back to everything that's happened and I feel hollow inside. Like, I forget that I'm starting to forget the why of everything that I do, and then I just restart again and power through the daily struggles. So, a few weeks back, I decided to actually take action. I booked an international flight and I decided that I want to travel abroad alone. Because if I were to really challenge myself to be outside of my comfort zone, then it has to be really far from home. So this trip that I'll be telling you about and many more of the trips that I'll be putting in this channel is not really a vacation for me. This is more of a record of my time, being, knowing, and finding myself. But I still hope you enjoy watching, of course, because I'll really try to use the things that I learned in film school in this channel. So welcome to an overly busy, self-made, highly functioning, anxious traveler's vlog. And my first destination is Hong Kong.
I've always been anxious about airports, but the feeling of doing something for the first time in a long while makes my heart feel so full. And that step right there is my first step on board an international flight. First steps are very important for me because in such a singular moment, you are changed. I wish my family was here experiencing the same things. Do other travelers feel the same way? For the first time in a good long while, I was at the present. I wasn't looking back or looking forward. I was here. I noticed how much aged people are still in employment in Hong Kong. Most of the people who assisted us looked around 50 to 65 years old. It makes me wonder about the difference in culture between Philippines and Hong Kong when it comes to how family members provide for one another or for themselves.
We're back.
So I rented this pocket Wi-Fi at the airport. It's definitely a lifesaver. I sat down near this huge digital waterfall and tried to book an Uber to my hotel. But my cards weren't being accepted by the app and it was so frustrating. I suggest to have taxi booking apps already set up on your phone before leaving. I asked where the taxi stand was, but the guard told me it has a very long line, so I decided to
Right here,
Yes,
and then
Hong Kong.
okay. And when I get to Hong Kong,
Change the Brunei to Wanjai.
I got into the Airport Express and it was surely a premium train. Their trains have these light indicators to show you where you are, and it even shows how far each stations are from one another.
Hong Kong. Doors will open on the right. Please take all your baggage with you. Thank you for choosing the Airport Express.
So I am here at the Hong Kong station. I bought this ticket to pay for the train ride from the airport. All these high-tech stuff is making me so confused. I wasn't even able to make this ticket vending machine work, so I just had to buy at the customer service. This is me just staring at the screen. But I think it's cool if you know how to use it. So I finally got to the train platform, and look how long their platforms are. And then finally, I arrived at the Wan Chai station. Look at these photos on the wall. It's a mixture of their local streets infused with performing arts and sports like ballet and table tennis. I think it's a creative preface for travelers like me before interacting with the people in the city. So to get to the exit, I need to take long elevators and long walks.
I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And right here is the first Hong Kong landscape I've laid eyes on. It kind of looked like I was in Manila, but different streets, different signs. It actually felt like an alternate reality. I was kind of scared to walk around since it was already late and it was evident that I was a tourist. Good thing there's this food stall with bright lights and lots of people. Got to the hotel and my legs and back are killing me. I was pretty overwhelmed with everything like directions, hard to pronounce names, the anxiety of being in an unknown place alone, that I even had a hard time turning the electricity on in my hotel room. Which was pretty basic.
Oh my god.
Oh well, at least I got here safely.
Finally.
On our day 1 in Hong Kong, I got up at around 8 a.m. My first destination is Ichiran Causeway Bay.
Hi, good morning. How can I get to Ichiran Causeway Bay?
Which area of Causeway Bay?
Ichiran.
IKEA.
Ichiran.
IKEA. Yeah.
It's a restaurant.
Okay, yeah. We are here.
Okay.
Easy way after the hotel entry, you can see the map like this. After the entrance, you turn right. After next building, you turn right again.
Okay.
You will see the footbridge here.
Footbridge.
Yeah, cross the bridge, 1 block, and walk straight ahead to Causeway Bay tour, and then you will see the Yick restaurant here.
So, of course, I went out and used the map.
Oh my god, I can't believe I'm in New York. I'm in Hong Kong. I'm in Hong Kong. Alone. Woo! It's so cold. I didn't know it would be this cold. I should have brought a thicker jacket.
It was really cold and the wind was strong. I haven't eaten since before the flight, so I was really hungry.
This is good.
Seeing unfamiliar buildings, street names and brands, and also walking with a cold breeze feels like I was in an international movie that I was seeing for the first time. It's so amazing how the buildings in Wan Chai are a mixture of new and really old ones. Everything looks so colorful and busy and full. I got lost looking for Ichiran Causeway Bay, so I hopped on a cab instead. As usual, doors are very high-tech, and you always need to scan your QR code. I was surprised with the setup of this restaurant, as it was just an alley with seats and cubicles. This is how small your eating area is. It will definitely give you the privacy of slurping your delicious ramen. The chefs or the staff will serve you through the hole covered in this thin screen. The way to order is very unique. There's this button here where you can call the staff to get your order form and also serve your dessert. Water is easily accessible too. This ramen made me realize that I want to fly more just to try authentic food. Of course, I cannot miss their matcha pudding dessert. It looked very simple on the outside, but the taste and texture are just a perfect match for the creamy ramen you just ate.
Baby, hawak. Johnson din kasi to. Ganyan. Johnson po ito parehas. Johnson to parehas. Ito 136. Mga dito lang yan. Ito 151 na to. 151 niya. 149. O dito ka. Dito ka. Ganyan pa. Okay po. Salamat po.
After eating an Ichiran ramen at Causeway Bay, I looked for one Chai Computer Center, which is known for their electronics, gadgets, and computer accessories. I didn't find what I was looking for there and was even lost in the way. I stumbled upon this alley of cheap goods and fresh meat and produce. It's amazing how it was located right in the middle of a busy commercialized city. I went to Times Square, Hong Kong to buy the camera accessories I was looking for. It's a luxury mall with really high escalators. See how long that escalator is? Like, you can go from 2 floors up with just one escalator. I think people in Hong Kong really value their time so much because they drive fast, they walk so fast, their train is fast, their escalators are very long. On my first day, I quickly learned how vast their spaces are here in Hong Kong. The buildings are all towering and the crossings are wide. I also noticed how disciplined people in Hong Kong are when it comes to crossing the street. Everywhere I go, there's a functioning light and sound signal for you to cross at the right time. I think that's also one of the reasons why taxi drivers drive so fast, because they are wired that no one will be jaywalking. I went to the MTR Causeway Bay station to ride a train to Quarry Bay, where the monster building or Yick Cheong building is located. Look at how deep their subways are. Like you have to use 2 long escalators down just to get to the platform.
Where can I buy an octopus card?
Customer service.
Okay.
You buy the autobus card, then you can use immediately.
Okay.
Then you can use the autobus card to get in. Yeah, it's okay.
Causeway Bay to Quarry Bay.
请小心列车与月台之间的空隙。Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. Next station, Quarry Bay.
So after multiple stops, I arrived at Quarry Bay in a breeze. Quarry Bay has numerous massive buildings as well, but not as crowded as Wan Chai. In Quarry Bay, you will see a nearby mountain and wide buildings stretched far even in a curved street. I was using my Google Maps, but there are times that it's making me more lost because my live pin is delayed or just not moving. So I just walk and look around and ask the locals. As usual, I will walk too far from where I should be going and stumble on an alley with cheaper food and items, like this one. So I walked back to King's Road and just instinctively turned to this alley. That's the face of an astonished, lost traveler. Let's rewind. See how I did the double look? That's the pathway to the monster building. There wasn't even a sign, I just felt like that was it. Anyway. While looking around, I wonder, what does it feel like to actually live here? A building facade so known, yet the stories within the walls are untold. The narratives of marks of age and wear are what draws me to these kinds of places. I think the contrary of the symmetric walls and the disquieting atmosphere is what makes up this place's charm. On another note, it was also a place I felt comfortable to smoke. It was my first cigarette in Hong Kong. Gave me a chance to just sit and be at the present. Before I leave, I dropped by this cramped store in the Monster Building. The old man didn't speak English, but we seemed to understand each other.
4. 4.
4個，呢個100、50。
I want you to remember this piece of paper he handed me. This is going to be quite important.
Thank you.
拜拜。
To travel back to Wan Chai, I decided to ride a double-deck tram instead of the train. It is known to be the most affordable, convenient, and greenest public transport mode in Hong Kong. It also allows you to see street views compared to being in the subway. I arrived back at Wan Chai for dinner. I picked chicken Hof and Soju at the Wafat Mansion. It's a Korean restaurant. I ordered a regular ramen since it was very cold at that time. I'm sorry I'm not really good in reviewing food, but it tasted really good. All the ingredients were fresh. Not a fan of spicy food either. Then, halfway into my meal, I felt kind of sad because I'm used to share this kind of delicious meal and new experiences with my family. And I just felt like I was all alone.
Nung napuno na yung tiyan ko, nalungkot me kasi ang nasa isip ko, iuwi ko to, tapos bibigay ko sa inyo. Tapos na-realize ko, hindi ko pala siya matitake out, tsaka mapapatikim sa inyo kasi matagal pa ako uwi. Tapos na-realize ko, walang pulubi dito. Saan ko dadalhin to?
Finally, I went home to my hotel after my first day in Hong Kong.